Okay, can I just mention something important here? So this is the 113th Congress. So there are some new members of Congress in both chambers. Please do not assume that your member of Congress or their staffers necessarily know everything about Syria.
You'll also find a map that SETF kindly put together. This shows zones of control in Syria.
The areas in green are under opposition control, and then you have the blue, that's regime control. So as you can see, the Assad regime has lost control of more than 65% of the country. This is very important, the issue of extremism. They are a minority, and they only exist because there's a vacuum, and no one over 2 years has stepped in to fill that vacuum. So they are the product, the creation of existing policies. And the best response to that is to actually engage the situation. So for example, there are civilian administrative councils organically growing across the liberated areas in Syria. They are the alternative. They are the version of post-Assad Syria. But the problem is they don't have support.
Right now, the Assad regime still has the ability to say yes or no to aid from the UN coming in. And they're able to tell them where they're going to send it and through which organization they're going to send it through. It's very key that we push to have the UN seat moved out of the Assad's hands and into the opposition.
We're hoping that you speak with one voice and reflect that the Syrian American community and their supporters, they're organized, they're speaking with one voice, they have the same ask, period.
Yes.
If we do pass the Angle Bill and these arms do start flowing, and it now becomes a proxy war.
We're very confused as to the proxy war again is a very dangerous thing to move forward into. But is there any other solution? I mean, other than destabilizing the region, is there anything else? What else is being discussed?
And I think your point of what is the end game and how quickly we get there is, right now I would say I don't have an answer. I don't think there's a clear answer from the White House either. And there's a huge faction of people that are just scared because they don't know who the Syrian folks, who the opposition is.
Can you speak a little bit about what you sort of envision after that happens, if it were to happen? And for some folks, I think that's actually even a bigger concern, and that's why maybe it seems that particularly the State Department is a little paralyzed, that no one's quite sure what happens after.
So that's where the support for the civilian councils really comes in. That's really key. Like the support for the civilian councils will help alleviate that concern of, what about post-SM?
Yeah, so all of those areas are liberated, and because of the lack of international support for those councils, they're essentially starting to collapse.
What is the potential role of the United States in a post-Assad government?
On the ground, it comes down to money. Whoever has the money and whoever has the weapons is going to get the most supporters. Which is why this bill is probably important. Is that we're not just looking to fund the FSA to tip the scales. We're also funding the FSA to decrease the influence of the extremist groups.
Thank you all very much for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks so much.